Hi everyone, it's me, and today, let's be a chef, a master chef like Gordon Ramsay. Together, let's go!
What are you?
A relatively new YouTube channel dedicated to theorizing about food, Chef.
What?
Like, we've already explored the game and film verticals, so I thought this would be a fun new arena to nerd out about.
What?
I feel like that's a pretty effective explanation. Stop looking at me like I'm some sort of idiot sandwich. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory!
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory! Hello!
Where the secret ingredient is, and has always been, inside you all along. Just kidding, you idiot sandwiches. Today we're digging into the long-standing feud between two tough-talking celebrity chefs. In the blue corner we have Bobby Flay, Food Network mega host and Iron Chef bad boy.
The final seconds tick down, that's it! They're done! The greatest battle in Iron Chef history, the rock crab battle from New York is over! Raise the roof, yo!
He's not a chef. You know, after finishing, he stood up on the cutting board. That's not right. Cutting boards and knives are sacred to us.
And in the red corner is Gordon Ramsay, host of many reality cooking shows and prime candidate for anger management class.
Where's the lamb sauce?
For the better part of a decade, Ramsay and Flay have been trading insults, challenging one another to a head-to-head Iron Chef-style cooking contest. It all began when Gordon Ramsay made this comment in an interview with Min's Journal. Quote, "I laugh when they say, let's see if he's a real chef. Let's get him up against Bobby Flay on Iron Chef." I'm like, do me a favor, come on. I've forgotten more than he's known.
Oh, wow, that insult is, wow, that burned. But case in point, you must remember that this video came out in the year 2020, and right now it's in the year 2022. Back then it was in the global pandemic period. Right now it's still in the global pandemic period. I'm sorry.
The next day, Bobby Flay responded to Gordon on Twitter, quote, "Disappointed but noted. Let's settle this like men in the kitchen."
No, this is 2013. That is nearly 10 years ago.
No words, just knives. Show up or shut up. And Ramsay eventually did show up at Bobby Flay's Mesa Grill in Las Vegas, and Flay wasn't there.
He's in New York.
He's what?
Bobby should be in New York, I believe.
We're having a cook-off at 11:30. Bobby's not here?
Since 2013, the two chefs have been going back and forth in this fashion like two middle-aged hype beasts, and yet they still haven't managed to agree on a time and place. Naturally, Bobby Flay blames it on Ramsay, and Ramsay blames it on Flay.
He keeps on refusing to go up against me. You may not have heard of him, but his name is Bobby Flay.
Meanwhile, Flay claims to be interested in a pay-per-view event, saying, quote, "I've been hoping it would happen outside of Caesar's Palace, like the old-school heavyweight fights." And that quote right there is very telling to me, because after 7 years of dangling this matchup in front of their fans, it's beyond obvious that this whole will they, won't they song and dance is straight out of the pay-per-view event handbook that boxers have been using since the dawn of time.
Sign the contract, big boy. Sign the contract.
Has he signed the contract yet? Absolutely not.
Dana, if you're watching, grow up, sign a contract to fight me dad.
Now, Bobby, sign the contract.
So what Ramsay and Flay are doing is typical pre-fight chatter for any level of boxing. And I do mean any level.
Hey, KSI, sign the contract.
Oh!
I wouldn't want to fight me either.
So what's a YouTuber like me who really wants this fight to happen to do? Should I make a video to add to the hype, or should I make a video to end the hype?
But you must remember, what are you doing, my pets? What are you doing? You are doing a food channel. Seriously?
Because if you ask me, it's time to poke the bear and see if we just can't make this Ramsay versus Flay cook-off happen already. Now, the way I see it, prize-fighting problems require prize-fighting solutions, which is why today I'm gonna do what they did in the 28th best boxing movie ever made, Rocky Balboa. And
case in point, food battle, food challenge, food channel, not boxing.
Carry out a Ramsay versus Flay simulation.
Computer says Rocky Balboa would be triumphant.
It brought Rocky and Mason Dixon to the ring, so I figure it's worth a shot. So if Ramsay or Flay don't like the results of our little simulation here today, well, you know what they have to do. Sign the contract, big boy. Sign the contract. So in an Iron Chef style cook-off, which of these two chefs would win? It's not a simple question to answer, because we're not just determining who's the better chef. We're determining who would win an Iron Chef-esque competition show that tests not only chefing abilities, but also a litany of other competition skills like strategy and improvisation improvisation. Because remember, the hook of Iron Chef is that a secret ingredient gets sprung on the contestants at the top of the episode, at which point both chefs are working against the clock to create a multi-course meal that spotlights said ingredient.
Almonds! Ham!
So in order to dominate on Iron Chef, you have to overcome in-game obstacles that you simply wouldn't encounter in an actual kitchen.
So there's in-game obstacles. But anyways, case in point, do you recognize the host? The host looks so awesome, right? Looks so enthusiastic. Looks the passions in our eyes.
If chef credentials were all that mattered, we'd need look no further than Michelin stars. Easily the most renowned restaurant rating system in the world. Earning even a single Michelin star could be a career-defining event for a chef, because it takes a remarkable amount of culinary mastery for a restaurant to earn even one Michelin star, let alone the highest possible 3 stars. There's an estimated 15 million restaurants in the world, and just 137 of them hold 3 stars right now. And not only that, but the list of Michelin star restaurants is ever changing, so you have to stay on top of your game year in and year out if you wish to keep your Michelin star.
But case in point, it changed significantly a lot. Especially during the global pandemic period, so a lot of restaurants have to unfortunately close down. Sorry.
As chefs, both Ramsey and Flay have earned Michelin stars, but this is no neck-and-neck horse race, my friends. Gordon Ramsay's restaurants have accumulated 16 Michelin stars in all, currently holding 7. Bobby Flay has earned 1 and currently holds 0. So it's safe to say that Ramsay has been remarkably successful at balancing his career as both a celebrity as well as a critically acclaimed chef. And that's honestly really impressive, because most chefs have to pick one or the other. Just ask Guy Fieri.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah! Oh my god, that's hot!
Similarly, there's the matter of training. After all, an Iron Chef-style competition is bound to test a chef's ingenuity and breadth of cultural knowledge. So whose culinary background is more robust, Flay or Ramsay? Well, Bobby Flay got his first restaurant gig as a teenager through his father, who was a partner at the Joe Allen restaurant in Manhattan. Flay impressed the restaurant's owner so much that he paid Bobby's tuition to the then-new French Culinary Institute in New York City. Meanwhile, Gordon Ramsay studied French cuisine in, France, where he worked with Michelin-starred chefs Guy Savoy and Joël Robuchon. Ramsay then studied Italian cuisine in the Mediterranean. Meanwhile, back in New York, Bobby Flay left the restaurant industry for a period of time to work on the floor of the American Stock Exchange, then took a position as a chef working for famed restaurateur Jonathan Waxman at Bud and Jams, where Flay became an expert in Southwestern and Cajun cuisine. As for Ramsay, he moved back to London and worked at numerous Michelin-starred restaurants in a variety of roles, working closely with the famed Michelin-starred chef Marco Pierre White. So Flay's training is nothing to sneeze at, but it just doesn't stack up to the worldly Michelin star-infused training that Gordon Ramsay enjoyed.
Case in point, you must recognize from my point of view, they all pretty much, except for Gordon Ramsay, they all pretty much receive more styles of training, Western style of training, like Caucasian style of training. It's like, okay, where is the Asian representative? Where is the have you tried Thailand food? Have you tried Malaysian food? Have you tried Singapore food? Have you tried Chinese food? Have you tried Japanese food? Korean food? Have you made them before? Have you made them professionally before? I know that Gordon Ramsay have done some minor training, which is better than nothing. Right? It's better than nothing. And case in point, you must remember that Iron Chef culture is very important.
This round has to go to Ramsay as well. So right now it might feel like we're piling on old Bobby Flay. It's true, he doesn't have the pedigree or critical acclaim of Gordon Ramsay, but remember, that's not what we're here deciding today. We're here to decide which chef would win head-to-head in a competition-style TV show. And Bobby Flay has more high-level experience as a cooking contestant than pretty much anyone else on the planet. Simply put, competition cooking shows are what Bobby Flay does. At this stage in his career, Bobby Flay doesn't need to be putting himself out there as a competitor, risking defeat, subjecting himself to criticism in front of millions of people. And yet, he competed on Iron Chef America for 12 seasons, long after he had it made as a multi-millionaire restaurant owner, food author, and Food Network host. 20 years after climbing onto his cutting board on Iron Chef, Bobby Flay has competed in and won more episodes of Iron Chef America than anyone else by far.
But remember that in the context of it is very important, and it occurs mostly in the western side of the world. And yeah, have you tried making some Middle Eastern meals? They're delicious, they're just wonderful. Roti prata, I love it. Have you tried making it professionally? Seriously, have you tried? It's just wonderful.
To clarify, Flay only holds those records for Iron Chef America, by the way, not the entire Iron Chef franchise. There are some absolute beasts on the OG Japanese show, like Chef Hiroyuki Sakai and Chef Chen Kenichi, with more appearances and wins than Flay. I love those guys, by the way. I grew up watching Iron Chef Japan. Oh, it's so good. Hiroyuki Sakai is like my culinary hero. Anyway, when it comes to experience as both a competitor and a host of competition cooking shows, few can match Flay's career. Of course, Gordon Ramsay isn't exactly a stranger to cooking competition formats. He hosts a whole slew of them. But you see, Gordon Ramsay merely adopted the culinary competition format. Bobby's career was born in it, molded by it. Bobby Flay didn't see the glimmer of a Michelin star until he was already a man. By then, it was nothing to him but blinding. So it basically boils down to this, right? Ramsay is the culinary expert, Flay is the competition expert. So where does that leave us? Which skill set is more valuable in an Iron Chef style cooking competition? Well, here's the twist, my friends. I'd love to stand here and tell you that Iron Chef is a true test of a chef's on-the-fly ingenuity and spur-of-the-moment creativity. I would love to tell you that the contestants have no clue what the secret ingredient is going to be, but as is often the case with so-called reality television, it's more staged than you might think. In 2008, the show Nightline took a look behind the Iron Chef curtain and uncovered this about the secret ingredient reveals on Iron Chef America. Quote, "It turns out the chefs do know in advance, kind of. Before the show, they're told the secret ingredient could be one of 3 items. From a production standpoint, this is done because the show has to stock each competitor's kitchen with the correct ingredients prior to taping."
True, the logistics is very important, and it's kind of hard to just lie, bluff your way through, deceive your way through. So yeah, 1 out of 3 is good enough, I guess.
So not only do the chefs have plenty of time to practice and tweak their dishes ahead of time, but they can also guess exactly what the secret ingredient is gonna be the moment they arrive on set based on what ingredients are waiting for them in the kitchen. So if improvisation is no longer a factor here, it really seems to take away the edge that Bobby Flay had going for him. After all, if you take away the invent a new recipe on the fly aspect of the show, it really just becomes a show that's testing exactly what it means to be a chef. Can you familiarize yourself with an ingredient in the comfort of your home long before any cameras start to roll? Can you deal with the pressure once the cameras are on? Can you effectively lead a team of cooks with a limited amount of time? I mean, these don't sound like the rules to a show called Iron Chef, they sound like the rules to a show called actually running a restaurant. So in light of the fact that Iron Chef is a weirdly accurate test of what it means to be a chef, and in light of the fact that the show is judged by knowledgeable food critics, it seems fair to assume the man regarded by most critics to be the better chef is the one who would win a competition.
In case in point, you must recognize that because what Matt have mentioned, right? You must recognize that Iron Chef, it shouldn't be called Iron Chef, it should be called literally running a restaurant in real life. An actual restaurant. So it's very legit. It's very, very legit.
Gordon Ramsay. Now, this isn't to say that Flay has no chance at all. After all, we're going heavy on the boxing analogies this episode, and a given contestant always has a puncher's chance. If the secret ingredient winds up lending itself to Southwestern or Cajun cuisine, for instance, then Bobby Flay is obviously at an advantage because that's his specialty. But we have to play the odds here. Gordon Ramsay has more areas of expertise and has proven himself to be favored by food critics. The computer says Gordon Ramsay would be triumphant. I imagine Bobby Flay isn't gonna like hearing this. And you know what? I'm glad, because that's the point of all of this, to annoy him, to nod him so much that he steps up and signs the contract. Frankly, I hope this episode makes Gordon Ramsay angry too, because let's face it, it's super entertaining to watch him get mad. Always been a dream of mine to have him scream an insult in my face.
The backfire effect!
Fancy, maybe just something like, "This crostata is so half-baked it could be one of your theory episodes." Heck, I'd settle for a simple donkey.
You donkey! You donkey! Donkey!
So what do you say, chefs? Can we finally get this cook-off on the books? Because after 7 years, it's high time we...
Let the battle begin!
But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Thanks for watching, Internet. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Unless, of course, you're an idiot sandwich, that is.
And also, ring the notification bell as well. Thank you so much. Ring the notification bell. Thank you.
Now that I think about it, what is an idiot sandwich exactly? Oh man, if only there was an episode of Food Theory that explained what is and is not considered a sandwich. Oh wait, there is. That episode exists. It was last week's episode, and it's right there for you to click on. So do it. You will be shocked, because by some definitions, a chicken wing is legally a sandwich. So do it. Click on it now, you donkey. My accent just doesn't cut it.
Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. You must remember that Gordon Ramsay is a skilled chef, and well, Bobby, he's just a competitive chef. But remember, both of them are not the best of in their fields. There's much more talented chefs. They are not celebrities. They are much more competitive chefs. They are also not celebrities. They are just 一山有比一山高. There is always a higher mountain than your current mountain. So yeah, always be humble. Try to learn more things. Room for improvements. Yeah. Okay, anyways, let's do the outro. Thank you all so much for watching this video together with me. I hope you find this video very interesting to watch. It's very educational, entertaining, and quite enjoyable to watch, isn't it? I find it very good. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel and sincerely appreciate all of your support and encouragement for my work down below. Don't forget though. Thank you, and I hope to see you all in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory, a food theory. Bon appetit. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye! Thank you all so much. Subscribe. Thank you. Subscribe.